Hello there, you guys. This is going to be your daily tarot guidance reading for Thursday, February the 9th, 2018. Alright, so let's go ahead and tune into the general energies for the collective surrounding today. So, Divine Spirit, I ask for highest guidance, truth, and clarity for the collective and who all is meant to hear this message. Divine Spirit, thank you. Okay. So I'm going to use the Astrology Answers deck. Okay, thank you, Divine Spirit. Okay, what is the energy? Thank you. Alright. 10 of Cups. Okay, the Moon. I think we had that yesterday, or no, the day before yesterday, I think it was. Three of Swords. Okay, Seven of Pentacles. Whatever card sticks out. Okay, the Six of Cups with the Four of Swords at the bottom. So obviously not a day of action. We have no fire energy, mostly water. So we have the Moon, which represents Pisces. 10 of Cups also represents Pisces. The Six of Cups represents Scorpio. So we have air with the Three of Swords, which is the sign of Libra. Then you have the Seven of Pentacles, which represents the sign of Taurus. So let's go ahead and get into it. Overall energy is the 10 of Cups. Okay, so this is a day of emotional contentment, I feel. Obviously, with the 10 of Cups, could just be a harmonious day between you, family and friends, or people close to you, or just people in general. Could also be the energy within yourself. Maybe you've made peace with your past. I feel like you've made peace with a relationship in the past, or just made peace with something within yourself in relations to another person, or to in relations to a relationship. Could also be that this is a day of people coming together, forgiving each other. Could also be a day of simply just getting along with people. Maybe people that you don't necessarily get along with, or families mending. I'm hearing mending broken hearts because it's right next to the Three of Swords as well. So I feel like it could be healing some things, whether it just be you finding peace with the situation for yourself, or, you know, you and others seeking a truce, you know, a peaceful, you know, coming together or forgiving one another. Or you might recognize this surrounding you, a lot of harmonious partnerships around you, or just harmonious energies, period. With the Moon card as your challenge, it might seem a little bit too good to be true. You might second guess it. Might feel like it's not all that it seems. Maybe you're afraid that maybe you're just seeing what you want to see. Or maybe you feel so good. It could just be an energy within you where you feel optimistic and you just feel happy within yourself. You just feel blessings regardless of what's happening around you. But on another side of it, you could feel like maybe this is all just in my head, or maybe this is just too good to be true, and it's not really what it seems. It's not really something that is going to last long, or maybe I'm just way in over my head, you know, especially if you're meeting people that you just hit it off with very well. You know, this could be, say you just meet someone randomly and you guys talk and you guys are exchanging numbers, just a friend or whatever, you know, someone new that you meet. You might second guess it and be like, I don't know if this is just, you know, someone I'm not going to hear from that person ever again, or, It could be you meet someone, a romantic, you know, potential person, and you might second guess that too. But Spirit is telling you to look beyond the surface of things. It's not always about what's on the surface. It's also be careful of, you know, deceptions by your own making. You know, not everything that's positive has to be a catch to it. Like sometimes we think if people are nice to us, there's something that, oh, they must want something. You know, we always think there's a catch. Or sometimes you just might think that way. You might not always necessarily think that way, but in this case, maybe you do. And I feel like Spirit's telling you to use your discernment too, regardless. Maybe it is some things that you do need to second guess or pay attention to make sure that, you know, you aren't way in over your head or someone's not trying to get over on you. Make sure that you do have your discernment, but be sure to check internally, but don't try to make it make sense on the external, you know, take it inward. So you have the Three of Swords in your approach, your suggested approach. So again, I feel like if you are being triggered to go to a negative thought or a fear-based thought or recall something that happened to you and try to make it compare to this good energy, this good feeling of what's happening now, Spirit's telling you that you need to handle that, focus on that, approach the situation. So for example, if you do happen to meet someone who could be a potential romantic partner and they ask for your number, you might go to what happened to you in the past where you like someone and you guys exchanged numbers and you never heard from that person or something like that. So you might be triggered in that moment. And I feel like Spirit's telling you to approach the situation differently, meaning don't always react in the same way that you usually or typically would in a certain situation. Or when things are going well for you, you all of a sudden think that it's temporary or whatever the case may be, to where you trigger yourself. These thoughts are triggered. These memories are triggered. Focus or address those things, I feel. Your focus is the Seven of Pentacles. So with the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like Spirit's telling you to focus on being patient with yourself, because I feel like you're stepping into a new chapter, new energy, or your approach to life or certain situations are different. They're new. So Spirit's telling you to be patient with yourself with this new energy, because we're still going to have remnants of things that we've learned or who we were in the past, maybe in ways that necessarily didn't serve us. You know, the Three of Swords energy, that past, you know, or triggers and some sort of hurt or loss that you might focus on. Spirit's telling you they understand that and they get it. So be patient with yourself and have compassion. Allow things to unfold. Don't jump the gun. It's okay to get excited about certain things. It's okay to still have those fears. We're human. But I feel like Spirit just wants you to kind of slow down and pace yourself with these things. The Six of Cups is the conclusion. So the conclusion is surrounding the past as well. You know, but I feel like this is innocence at the end of the day. You know, it's pure energy around you. There's loving, playful energy. This is an energy that I feel like you can take with you as, how do I say this? It's like, take this energy lightly, you know, playfully, and not detached in a sense that it doesn't matter, doesn't mean anything, but detached from being so focused on it has to end up this way, or it's going to be this way, or, well, this happened to me in the past, so it's going to be this way, or I remember the last time that good things happened to me or something like this happened, it failed, or whatever. Take the energy for what it is right now and enjoy it, because I feel like this is also generosity. So it's like people are just naturally clicking with others. It's a good exchange of energy. It's pure. People actually giving out of the kindness of their heart are just exchanging their energy purely and authentically and innocently. It has nothing to do with motives, you know. If someone's saying hi to you, it doesn't have to be that they're going to ask you for something, or someone asks you for your number doesn't mean that they're just, you know, out here just grabbing numbers from this person and that person. There's a genuineness with people's energy. It could also be between you and family. You know, this is people really giving to each other from a pure place. It's not about what can you do for me energy, or I've done this for you so you owe me. This is giving from unconditional love and from the kindness of your heart. The Four of Swords, contemplation. I feel like it's just a day of rest. I don't feel like it's really about meditation. It could be for some of you, but I feel like this is a day of not much activity, really. It's just a chill, laid-back type of day, even if you have work, even if you have school, whatever other obligations. It's a chill, relaxed day. It doesn't feel, I don't know why I'm hearing this word, rambunctious. I don't even know if that's the right word. But it's not a day of over, big activity or movements or anything like that. So let's move on to the love energy. Okay, so let's see. Divine Spirit asks for highest guidance, truth, and clarity in the matters of the heart for the collective for Thursday, February the 9th, 2018. What is the energy that surrounds partnerships and relationships of all kinds, matters of the heart? Excuse me. Okay. Okay, giving and receiving. Six of Pentacles. Yes, I feel like that's the day. And then you have rebuild, excuse me, which is the Tower card. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Okay. And those are the rest of my cards. Okay. Bottom card is Five of Cups, change your focus. Okay, so overall energy is giving and receiving. So Six of Pentacles energy surrounds you. So this is that energy that I was talking about of generosity and giving and receiving, regardless of the nature of the connection, whether it's a stranger, whether it's co-workers, whether it's friends or family, whether it's a romantic partner, a love interest, whatever. The exchange is what is really the main focus as far as relationships go. And I feel like it's going to be equal exchange of energy. So it could go either way. It could be if you're not in the mood to deal with someone, okay, then I feel like another person will respect that. If this is a day of, I want to have a serious conversation, then the other person can be like, I want a serious conversation. So whatever it is, the exchange between two people or a group of people, it's reciprocal. Then you have rebuild, which is the Tower card, and the obstacle or challenges position. So this energy is going to have to, I feel like what it's representing is having to let loose of a certain structure or a certain way of being. Because it's almost like you've built a block around yourself where you're used to certain things being a certain way. You've built a foundation upon a certain belief or perspective or emotion or an experience, and you've built yourself or a situation up to be that so long that when things start to change or you go through transitions, it's like it's hard to shake those foundations. And it's hard to do that because I feel like spirit might push you out of your comfort zone in order to let this go. And it's an internal thing. It starts from within first. The changes that are happening start from you and start within you. So I feel like this is about rebuilding yourself and your structures and foundations from the past, or maybe things that just are outdated and just don't work anymore or never were really for your highest good, that are being removed. Could also be a day of finding out, who's really beneficial to your journey, who's not, who's really helping you, who's really of your highest good, and who isn't. Then you have the Hermit card, which is the Seek card in this deck, as your approach. So your suggested approach is you are going to have to sit, reflect, really kind of disconnect from outside voices, so others' opinions and maybe other people's drama. If not drama, then just the opinion or the advice from others it could be that it's time to take some of that in and evaluate it and see if it really applies to you. You could also be taking in, some of you might be guided to pay attention to certain conversations or certain interactions with others and seeing if those interactions and conversations are just presence of those people in your life are even beneficial to you. Are you maybe in a place where you need to be more giving to others? Or if you're in a place of being closed off and not being open to receive from others. You know, sometimes people feel like they don't deserve compliments, or they have a hard time accepting compliments or accepting help or support from others. You know, it's sometimes that happens. You know, you're not in the space of open to receive. Some people are just takers and just take. So it could be you're on either of those ends, or someone else, or multiple people fall into different categories. But whatever it is, it's like you might be guided to pay attention to that. With the flow card is the Wheel of Fortune. This falls in your focus position. I feel like Spirit wants you to focus on what it is that you need to cleanse and release in order for the new cycle of your life to come in. It's like, we know that we can't take the old energy. It's inevitable. You know, at some point, we all come to a certain chapter in our lives where we know that we have to grow up, or we know that we need to let things go, let people go. Sometimes people just fall out of our lives. Sometimes we lose jobs. You know, certain everyday life situations, but it does come to a tower moment where there are significant changes, but they always start from within. Sometimes we overlook the fact that the reason why we don't have that job anymore, or why we're not cool with that person anymore, or why we broke up with that person, or, you know, why we go through certain things, it's because it's more so about us, and if it serves us anymore, or if we've outgrown those things, or if it's time for us to grow up, whatever the case may be. We're constantly evolving, we're constantly changing and growing, whether that's physically or spiritually, mentally, emotionally, we're constantly evolving. And so does the universe, so does the energy. It shifts continuously. So it's like redemption, it's, you know, baptism. You're cleansing yourself clean of the old in order to step forth in the new energy. It's like, how can I go into summertime wearing winter clothing? You know, it's like, it's time to change up. It's time to switch up. Then you have the crown chakra and your, sorry, it's been a long day. It's 1:21 a.m. here. So, but yeah, you have the conclusion is the crown chakra. So I feel like the conclusion is going to be that a lot of this is information that's already integrated into you. These are things that you've already learned, or things that you already know, or you divinely just know how to handle now. You're open to hear divine guidance, or you're being divinely led today, because majority of your cards are major arcana cards, with the exception of the crown chakra and the giving and receiving card. So this is a day where this is an energy of shifting, I feel, when it comes to your relationships and partnerships. There's going to be a lot of changes, and you're going to see that in your interactions, how you interact with people, how they interact with you, you know, the type of people that you attract, the type of energies you say yes or no to. It's all up to you now. You know, you're still going to call in people who might not be of your highest good, but you have better discernment to tell who's worth the exchange or not, and you'll feel the energy right away. You know, you'll be able to discern that now. And I feel like whatever blockages you've created for yourself, they're being torn down, or any old structures that just don't serve you, they're going to be removed, and it might seem uncomfortable for you. It might even be a day of healing. It doesn't have to be painful or sad, you know, even though the Five of Cups usually is. This is change your focus, but she doesn't really seem sad. Like, she might be a little bit uncomfortable, maybe a little bit hurt about certain things that have transpired in her past, or things that are changing around her, but her focus is moving forward. So I feel like a lot of you may be focused on what's next. be careful not to just overlook what's in the now and what's being presented to you now, you know, being too focused on the future, because the present moment is what shapes the future pretty much. It shapes your next step in the future. So you never want to overlook what's right there. Okay. So let's do a pick a card with the romance angels. As always, 3. Okay. So Divine Spirit. Oh, this card flipped up. Okay. Divine Spirit asks for highest guidance, truth, and clarity for the collective in the matters of the heart, love, and romance. Anything that they have on their mind, on their heart, a question that they need answers to, advice, guidance, whatever it is that they need. Divine Spirit, that will be of insight, clarity, and healing for them, Divine Spirit. Okay. Those who are drawn to card 1, card 2, and card 3. So I'll give you guys a moment to meditate on which number or numbers resonate with you. Okay. Okay. All right, those who have chosen card 1, you have calling in your soulmate. It says your prayers and affirmations and visualizations help bring you together with free yourself. So at this point, when it comes to whatever the question is, I feel like whatever it is that you've been asking for in the matters of the heart when it comes to love or what you've been attracting, Spirit's telling you that you have the free will choice to have what it is that you want or to call in whatever you want. But you have to know that you're free to make that decision. It's kind of like you're leaving it up totally to the universe or totally up to Spirit or totally up to your angels or guides or totally up to somebody else to, I hear validate, but it could be validate or to reassure you that something is yours or you can have it or you can't have it. It's like you have to free yourself of that. Like the card says, take back control of your life. So it's like you have to take your power back in a situation, and whatever it is that you're calling out to or wanting, if it has a free will of someone else, of course you have to take that into consideration. But ultimately, I feel like it's up to you whether or not you can, what you call in is what you want or what you don't want, or that you can have it or you can't have it. It's not totally up to someone else. It never really is. So I feel like with this, Spirit is telling you that they've heard your prayers, or some of you guys need to be more assertive of what you're asking for. Some of you guys are holding back out of fear of something or out of fear of another person. Maybe even a fear out of Spirit is going to tell you no. But you have, it's your birthright to ask for what it is that you want. It's always Spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it. It's ask and you shall receive universe. It responds to what you ask for. So if you're asking for, you know, more loneliness in the way that you're saying things like I'm tired of being alone or I'm tired of this relationship, you're going to get more of that, what you're tired of, because it's like you're asking for that. Or, you know, I would like to receive a happy family. I would like to receive a loving partner. Spirit's going to respond to what you put out, you know. So that's what I'm getting. For card 2, you have separation. It says the time apart from your partner is on the horizon with past life relationship. So I feel like there's a significant relationship from someone in your past whom you're no longer connected to, or you haven't seen in a while or heard from, that you might hear from them, or they might come back around again, I'm feeling. Because there is like some sort of yearning or missing each other that may be calling you both back together, or calling you back to handle some unfinished business perhaps, if it's not moving forward together or whatever the case may be. I feel like it's a temporary separation at hand, or it's someone from your past that you recently separated from, or someone from your past that you're still missing them, or you still have feelings for them, or someone else also too having those same feelings for you, that's actually charging you back together, almost like a magnet. And it could be because there's unfinished karma or just unfinished business, period. All right, so those of you who've chosen card 3, you have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. With retreat, it's time to disconnect from the world. So I feel like what Spirit is telling you, like, you're never really going to get to know someone if you just keep yourself closed off from the world, or you never make an attempt to really put yourself out before the world or meet people. It's also, for some of you guys, like, you guys might want to keep whoever this person is, maybe if this is a specific person that you have in mind, whoever they are or whoever they may be that comes in, you might want to keep this connection between the both of you so that you guys can really get to know each other on a deeper level, so where there's no third party interferences, friends, family, you know, anything, so you can really be clear and really get to know a person on a genuine level. So it may be that you guys have to spend some time alone a lot, no blind dates or no group dates, whatever you want to call it, no going out with friends or family or introducing. It sounds crazy, but I feel like for some of you guys are used to your family and your friends kind of dictating your friendships, your relationships, your romantic partnerships. You're used to, you know, people's advice in your ear, and sometimes you might be prone to take some of that on. Maybe there's been points where you've had family members or friends that kind of sabotage your relationships, and I feel like if you really are serious about someone, keep it to yourself. Don't really give away too much mystery, or don't really give too much away. Keep some things a mystery out of respect for really getting to know someone, because I feel like also too, it doesn't really serve to really let everybody know that I'm dating someone. I'm kind of like that. I'm private like that too. Like, I don't really like to tell everybody everything that goes on in my dating life, or even if I'm thinking about someone or in a certain way or I'm serious about them. I kind of keep it to myself because I want to make sure that it's even worth bragging about or even telling anybody about. I want to make sure that there's something established. I find when you start, you know, adding everybody into the mix, it kind of gets you clouded in your perception, and also it creates an energy that you haven't really let it nurture on its own, you know. So I feel like that might be what Spirit's telling you to do. Just protect your relationships. If you're already in one, keep everybody else out of it from now on. Just keep it private. Keep it between you two. Alright, so that is your reading, you guys. I hope that it resonates with you, gives you much insight and clarity. Till the next reading.